So we're on our way to Maggie's right now. We're just stopping at the dump really quick to drop some stuff off. And so Megan, like a year, maybe 2 years ago, or even 3 years ago now, she cooked a whole cookbook. We watched the movie Julia and Julia, where this woman who didn't really know how to cook cooked a whole cookbook of Julia Child's whole cookbook. And she cooked it, and it took her like a year or so, and it was a really cute movie. And Megan's like, I would love to cook a cookbook. So she went through all of her cookbooks, which I'll show you. Megan has 1,000 cookbooks, and she found an Irish cookbook. So she cooked that. It took her like a year and a half. She did like 3, maybe 4 recipes a week. Most were really good. Stuff that we've never tried. Like, I've never tried leek soup before, but we tried it, and I was like, this is my new favorite soup. So there was a few that didn't taste so good, and Ken would be like, is this gonna taste like pizza? Because sometimes they just had to scrap it and just order pizza because it tasted bad. But overall, it was really, really good. And so she started a new cookbook when we were up, I forget when we went to the mountains. She got this cookbook, and it was a dinner party once a month for a year. So it was like 6 or 7 recipes, but it was once a month. You have a dinner party, and the book was farm to table. And so it showed you everything, like from appetizers to meal to side dishes to dessert, and it's once a month for a year. So she's gonna try to do that. It's semi-local cookbook that this woman made, and I'll have her tell you more about it. But we're going tonight to try the first month and the first meal. So our first recipe out of the dinner party for today is hearty baked potato soup. So we started out with some onions and butter. I use ghee because this doesn't bother Jenny's stomach, and I didn't want to kill her today. So I sauteed the onions and then sauteed some garlic in here. Then we added some heavy cream, which will kill her, and some vegetable broth. Again, I use my vegetable broth from scratch. You cooked some baked potatoes. I took 1 baked potato and cut it in half and mashed up the inside and put that into the roux, which you see here. So it adds some thickness to it, but it's not out of control. And you can see all the good browned onions and everything inside of it. And then we took 2 more potatoes and diced them up. So those are just going to go and sit in it. So they'll break down a little bit, but it'll give you a little bit of a crunch. So then when we go to serve it, we're going to serve it with bacon that I cooked up and really brown, and some cheddar cheese and some scallions out of the garden. And we're going to serve it in my grandma's soup tray that she gave me. Flashback to the 60s or 70s. There's some fabulousness there. But that's one of the fun parts about doing a dinner party, is that you get to mix things from the different generations and really create an interesting centerpiece. Starting a new challenge. I am going to cook this cookbook in a year. We bought this cookbook when we went apple picking up in Flat Rock. It is a farm to table book. The whole premise of the book is that every month there's a different dinner party to do. So I thought it'd be super fun. My plan is to have a different couple over every month for the dinner party, and then at the end I'm gonna have a big dinner party with everybody and have little bits from each of the dinners that were everybody's favorites. So I thought that'd be a fun way to do it. What's really neat about it is that she not only gives you the recipes for the dinner party, but she also gives you some ideas on how to decorate for it. So we might not be spot on our decorating thoughts with the hers versus mine, but I did take some of the reds and pinks out of it and the ideas that she had in there to create my own tablescape for today. Maggie also whipped up this beautiful centerpiece. Is kind of over from Christmas. She just added some red flowers to it. We still got the wintry feel because it's February, and put all these adorable, look, she made this little runner and these napkins. They're cloth. She just made some and did a nice edge to it. And then added these to our chairs, added chocolates to the middle, and ooh, we get fine china. I don't know if the boys should have fine china, but. And of course she has little accents all over her house that are
put like a bacon mustache on you.
Hey guys, so it is March dinner party time. So we are making a whole bunch of things we have going on right now. The first one, we have some beer onion Irish cheddar soup. It's basically French onion, but we had beer as a base instead of wine. And then we're doing some bread, and we melt some cheddar on top of that bread instead of, I guess they use provolone in the other one. We're following that up with some boxty. So I've made some mashed potatoes. I have some grated potatoes in the cloth that's drying it out. You want to get it as dry as possible. And then we're going to mix that in and make some potato pancakes. They'll also have a little bit of sour cream, a piece of smoked salmon, and some chives out of my garden on top. Very yummy. We're going to follow that by a Irish pub salad, which is just basically a salad, and I made a light dressing for on top of that. A light ranch dressing. And then over here we have some corned beef and cabbage cooking in the crock pot. Yummy! And we're also going to make, they call it some Irish champ, which is basically mashed potatoes, and you just add green onions to it. So it gives it, you know, mashed potatoes can look so boring when they're just white, so you add some little bit of green and it gives that Irish look.
My St. Patty's Day glass, and then this is wine. It's a raspberry wine that we got at Megan's birthday party, so we're using her glasses from her birthday party. And gonna pour myself some wine. I made this for Megan a few years ago. You just take a canvas to the black and white, and then I got all these green buttons and put it in a 4-leaf clover pattern. So we have our St. Patty's Day decorations, St. Patty's Day napkins. Megan sewed some napkins again. You just get cloth, so the edge is nice. Fun St. Patty's Day, ready for dinner.